Hey, I'm Kev Hillman. Welcome back to Monster Energy Supercross as Kev Hillman was so close last night in Indianapolis. Can he go one step further around the Stadium of Detroit in Detroit? As here he goes, qualifying. Going to try and do around 5 laps. He's already been hit on this lap, so I'm guessing this won't be his best effort to try and learn this Detroit circuit. This lamp's a bit different. Look at that. Hairpin. Go over the mound way too much into the hairpin, but Kev Hillman, you may notice on the back, he's no longer the hammer. As after that last event, after coming so close and him messing up, he's now called High Side Hillman. This time of that dramatic fall, we're chasing down Chaz, who in the end won and has extended his championship lead, but Hillman right up there in the championship now, 4th. Even against the harder opponents, could definitely get in the top 3 after this event if he has another good race, even up into 2nd. Don't think he gets enough for Chaz to win it, but with 4 races remaining, you never know. As that was a shocking opening up, no surprise there. As he destroyed the corner, it seems to have been fixed by the marshals. That was pretty quick. He goes into the hairpin, just not getting a good run over those mounts, taking too much speed over the last one. We go much more inside in the wrong gear though. But this Detroit track, bit tight and twistier than Indianapolis. It's a pretty cool layout as well with those high bank turns. You've got these sections as well. There's a bit out of line from Hillman. He's got Chaz and Hillman right at the back at the moment. Of course, it's early in qualifying this 20-minute session. He's up to 17th at least, 59.7. Well, has to be around 55, does he? Guessing if he's that though. Oh, that's much better than that. So look at that nifty move and whip. He's at least keeping up with the rider in front, just let's say that. Lean down at the wrong point. Over a jump. And that was pretty slow into the left-hander. Still finding a rhythm around this track. He's now down to 18. As just about to that left-hander, alright. Goes over the final couple of corners. 57.7 up into the top 10. So it definitely needs to be closer to 55. But you definitely have to whip the bike good around here. There's less kind of speed section. It's more about getting into that flow, that rhythm around here. So a bit high on that bank turn. He gets away just about. He gets away leaning forward again over that jump. So I can get better over these smaller mounts, but still the big jumps needs to be a bit better. This Detroit track, good fun. Pretty cool layout as well. As this is a 56, 56.8 up to 7th. So one final lap from Hillman. What can he do? Top 10 it wouldn't be bad at all. You can see it for that corner rutted as well. A bit difficult. Again landing high into that bank turn. Oh, that was a much better run through those turns. Taking way too much speed over that bigger jump. He's gaining on Ryder in front. Ryder in front's been pretty good this qualifying session as a bank as he runs wide, hits the boundaries, hits the track limits. And that might be this effort over. It is. It's going to be another 57 in it, it's like. So there's Zach Osborne at the top on his Husqvarna by half a second ahead of Adam on the Kawasaki and Joey. Then you got Smith in fourth, Alex Martin in fifth, Christian Craig sixth, Mitchell Howes in seventh, Dylan Fernandez in eighth, and there's Hillman in ninth. 1.5 seconds back, so he did have to be in the 55 to be right at the top. Then RJ Hampshire rounds out the top 10. This is Braden down in 17th, and Chaz Sexton at the back. So you earn a decent amount of credit. It's a good top 10 qualifying for once as well from Hillman. But let's see if he can do a bit better in the race as he chases second place.
The high-flying stars of Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship have raced hard here at Ford Field. There is just one race left to go here in Detroit, Michigan. The main event. Which rider is in the best shape? Which rider has the most heart? Which rider is willing to risk it all for the win in the Motor City? He has the speed and the style that makes him a fan favorite. The riders are lined up. The gate is about to drop. Who will get the whole shot?
So here's Hillman revving up at the start line, waiting for the gates to drop. And there we go. Let's head towards the first corner. We don't go all the way up on the first lap. It's tight. And oh, anybody can get the whole shot. Not quite Hillman, no, but he's up to third as he's going for the lead. Oh, too much speed into that right-hander. Well, he was leading at the split. He's battling with Christian Craig, who's leading on his Honda, or was. Here comes Hillman. It's high side time. As he's got Joe behind, Kawasaki 1-2. Got Mitchell Howson in fourth and Cole Peters round out the top five. As he goes into the right hand, he's all over the boundary. He's trying to take a tight line. Well, he's back into the top five ahead of Alex Martin as he gets to the end of the lap. Look at that, 3 wide in front. The track is getting demolished already. As Hammer makes it 4 wide, or should I say high side. It's been renamed. But he's up to third. Joey's got a bit of a lead. Look at that. The fellow Kawasaki. As here comes Christian Craig in front on that Honda. You remember what happened in Daytona between this pair? They're trading, flinging themselves all over the sand there in Daytona. And looks like he's dropped back behind Mitchell Harrison and Cole Peters now. Down the inside of Peters. So it goes side by side into the right hand, almost pushing him into the boundary again. And there's all Jordan Smith's fallen back. And all over the back of Mitchell Harrison, he's go on to the third lap of this race. Almost into the side of Mitchell Harrison as well. Joey still with a comfortable lead. Let's look at his elbow to elbow. Pretty extreme. Hairpin turn before he gets pushed onto the boundaries, does Hillman. By who's that? Jordan Smith? I think it is. Got Alex Martin down the inside. Go over this very tricky section. There we go, a scrub from Nama. We don't often see that. Not from high side. Again, surname. Gonna get gonna be hard to call him by that. Get used to it. Still got Smith in front. Or do we? Hillman looking around the outside into the final corner. As Joey's still got a second lead. And Hillman renewing acquaintances with Smith. Oh, but he goes into the boundary. He's trying to copy what Smith did by whipping it round, but instead of the whip round, the rear tyre just gripped. Or front tyre just gripped, should I say. Now he's battling with... Is that Knifeson in 8th? Carl Peters down to 9th. We've got Dean Fernandez in front. His old MX2 buddy. And so he's battling hard with a top 5 with Alex Martin. Yes, there we go. That's better through the right-hander. And into this section as well through that left. Into the final corner. Next down the inside of the Yamaha. Not quite working. But it's that time. It's in the 59s. That's pretty poor. And see, Joe with a massive lead now. Almost 5 seconds. It's almost halfway through this race. At least there isn't a Zach Osborne up here. Or Chaz. I haven't seen Chaz all race long. Doesn't even appear to be in the top 10 yet. Normally he is by now. And he's charging his way through the rest of the top 10 into the lead. Well, this isn't his race weekend. Isn't a race weekend for Hillman as well. He's dropping back with his battle for the top 5. And again through that right-hander trying to slide it through. Tyres just grip when he doesn't want them to. That's a good last section. Looks like he's going to dip into the 57s. About time. And so halfway through this race, Joey leads by 5.4 seconds. Incredible lead on his Kawasaki. That's better going into that right-hander. A bit slower. You can see no momentum though, no flow. It's almost down. That's a jump which is causing problems in qualifying as well. He's got to watch out for that in the second half of the race. The track gets rutted up. But he's right on the back now of Dean Fernandez. You can see a bit of a train here. Almost that 3rd down. It seems like the top 2 are getting away. And all around the outside of Fernandez. Right in the tail of Alex Martin. Oh, almost got clipped down by Martin and Christian Craig. He seems to be dropping back. Oh, and Hillman into Craig. This is Daytona. That was naughty from Hillman. See if he gets away with that. But now he lands on Fernandez. He's just going after everyone. As always, down in that corner. And then forwards. But in the end, that just tipped his bike over. So he probably needs to lean back in that section. Now Zach Osborne is in front of him. In 7th, head of Carl Peters. As he tries to look for a way past. Peters gets round his outside. Now looking around the outside of Zach Osborne. Oh, he flips. In the final corner. Gets out of Christian Craig as well. So back into 6th for Hillman with 3 minutes remaining. Got Alex Martin round out the top 5. With Dean Fernandez in 4th. Great run from the Yamaha. This goes into the right-hander. That's nicely done. That's a good exit. So he looks the bike good. He remembers to lean back in that section now. It's Christian Craig looking for a move on his Honda and just lands on Hillman. Well, that's some payback for getting punted out. And Hillman does not appreciate it. Leaves the position to Zach Osborne. That gets Christian Craig down again. So 2-1 to Hillman in that personal battle. As they're battling hard, dips into the 57s again. And gets past Osborne in the first corner, does he? No, he gets him back on the switchback. So still in 7th for Hillman. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Battle for 6th is hotting up again. Could it be a top 5 though? It's Alex Martin not that far in front of Zach Osborne. As that's much better from Hillman over that section. Gets his scrub out. Crowd appreciate that. Goes into the left-hander. Now into the right-hander, sliding it too much maybe. As this track surface got really loose now. Can't afford to slide the bike too much maybe, as Zach Osborne has found out into the final corner. I don't know where Hillman's going. Oh, he's been reset. What? What the hell? Why? He's now back behind Christian Craig and Adam. Down to 9th. He was slightly offline, but I don't understand why he's reset there. You won't be having words with the officials after this race. I've been told to restart there, and look at that, he's flipped. Now it's just an avalanche for Hillman. Down to 13th. After being in the top 10 for the whole of the race, battling for a top 5 for the whole of the race. It's not even in the top 10 now, thanks to the officials. I'm getting a bit round up by that. I'm making a mistake. I saw that right hand is so treacherous. Just tries to go out round the outside of the Renzo, down the inside. To the final corner, Renzo having none of it though. He's got his elbows out. Look at that, he lost 10 seconds on that lap. So he would be right up there, battling for a top 5. Not for that decision. As we've got 2 to go in this main event. Not the race that Hillman would have wanted off the back of that performance in Indianapolis. Not the race that Chaz would have wanted either. We haven't seen the championship leader all race long, and he's flipped over again in that section. So down to 15th now, battling with RJ Hampshire. We've got Chaz Sexton behind. And RJ not opening the door at all. So Hillman just forces one open. As after there's just one lap to go, playing with the boundaries of the track. Oh, and he stacked it in the final corner. That's allowed Chase Sexton in front. What the heck is happening? As he goes on to the final lap, he's just playing with the boundaries now. He's down to 17th, he stacked it again. Got Chase in 21st. That's where he's been all race on. He's been at the back. So a chance for Hillman to gain points on the championship leader, along with his rivals, and he's chucked it away in these last few laps. Down to 19th, battling with Sorensen. He probably wouldn't have known was even in the race till this final lap. As Joey wins ahead of Smith. Great ride, led from the whole shot to the finish, and Dean Fernandez gets a podium. The guy Hillman was battling with for most of the race. Got Mitchell Howson in 4th, Zach Osborne in 5th, Alex Martin 6th, Adam 7th, Christian Craig in 8th, Cole Peters in 9th, and Cameron McAdoo rounds out the top 10. Well, for Hillman, old high side strikes again here in Detroit. What an awful race those last few laps were. As it's Kawasaki, KTM and Yamaha on the podium. Then the top has Farden and Zach Osborne in 5th. And then looking further down outside the top 10, you've got Lorenzo. You've got Bloz in 12th on the KTM. Then you've got Hasfarden in 13th. He dropped back in the last couple of laps as well. RJ Hampshire in 14th. Then Travis in 15th. Chase Sexton 16th. Alvin Reno 17th. Kev Hillman in 18th in the end. 38 seconds off the race win after 12 laps. We have Sorensen in 19th. Chaz down in 20th on Honda. And Aaron Hamilton and Chase Stevenson.
That was definitely not the type of performance he was hoping for. He was never really a factor in the race and is going to have to find a lot more speed if he wants to win.
And they bring the intern out to console him. Come on, Kawasaki. Has Hillman drops to 8th in the standings. So he's looking like he's battling for top top 5 now. He is 9 points off it with Adam consolidating that spot. 11 points behind Joey, as he's just 5 points behind Smith, who's just a point behind Zach Osborne. And now 17 points is the gap between Chaz, Braden and Zach Osborne at the top. As behind Hillman, you've got Christian Craig 3 points back in his Honda. Then you've got Alex Martin rounding out the top 10 as looking further down. Where do the points go down to now? So it goes down to 30. So just 3 points earned for Hillman in this outing. What a dreadful race. But he does earn some credit. Was close to the hole shot. It's the closest he's got, as that was an awful first corner as well from everyone. But he gets up to level 31. And he unlocks a new portrait. As we look at the messages in the bottom left, the seesaw performance. Yeah, there is seesawing performance from Kev Hillman, who does not manage to reach the objective set by the sponsor. Well, he was set for it for most of that race. He just fell apart in his last few laps. As for that tide side, it's almost having an off day now, concentrating on the next race. As they can further down, what are you doing sleeping? Wake up, high side. How is it possible? Getting back on top, I believe. So people not very impressed with Hillman after that race. No surprise there. Let's see if he bounces back in St. Louis at the Dome at America Center next time out south watching, and I will see you then.